stop trying to manifest. Just stop. Everything that you have consumed, content, tricks, clickbait, techniques, 24-hour, all of this stuff, I'm going to invite you to stop trying to manifest. Stop trying to do it all. Manifesting has become this big business in getting you to click on a video or buy something so that you can manifest your SP, money, health, wealth, cars, boats, planes, whatever. And what I have learned over the years, because I too fell for all the clickbait. I too fell for all the change yourself concept, affirm, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then you get what you want. To what? To nothing, to no results. And one day I realized, I said, you know why all of these affirmations and a lot of these techniques don't work for most people? It's not because the technique or whatever is not, it doesn't contain power. That's not it. It's because you were never meant to do anything. You were never meant to have to work for it, to make it, to force it to happen. It's everything is already done. Everything is already here. Everything is already now. So what is going on? How come so many people, for some it works, but for most people, these things, these techniques and these videos and all of these things that people are selling, they don't work. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. I want to give you a complete different shift in perspective of what is actually going on with manifesting. Because I think, and I believe that a lot of you are being bamboozled and tricked into thinking that if you affirm, that if you do this, you do that, that you're going to get what you want. When one, you never had to do that. None of us ever had to do all of that efforting and working. A lot of new clients that I get have come from multiple coaches and sharing with me everything that they've tried, everything that they've done, and they still don't have results. What they're left with is frustration and anger and sadness and grief and feeling blame, feeling like they're stupid. Like they're like, I feel stupid. And a lot of people are just, you know, extremely intelligent. I work with all different walks of life, different people that are like highly educated or very well off. All different kinds of people, and some people come and they say, Rose, I actually feel stupid, and I think I'm an intelligent person, and I don't know why this is not sinking in. Well, stick with me. You're gonna wanna watch this video because this video is gonna give you a whole different perspective on what manifesting is actually, how it's actually happening, and how that manifesting should not be your focus whatsoever. Your manifesting journey should not be the focus of how do I get something. What the focus needs to be on is you mastering yourself. And it's interesting to me because, as many of you know, I am a former psychotherapist, and that's what I did for over 10 years. And that's what I studied in. I was a professor. I taught this at the university. I saw thousands of clients. And the funny thing is that what I was teaching my clients back then as a psychotherapist is actually what I've turned to helping people now, and that is self-mastery. Before I was teaching in my psychotherapy practice, I was teaching people how to master their thoughts and their feelings and their behaviors by choice in something called reality therapy, choice theory. And it's an excellent book if you want to read it. It's in my book recommendation list, but you don't have to read it. If you want to, you can. But however, it's the self-mastery of yourself. And I'm going to get into why this is essential, because this is what happens, right? We come into law of assumption, law of attraction, the law of one. We come into a lot of information, okay? And it says, I just drew a little person here, and this is people. I can manifest anything I want. This is how it starts. You might have had something happen in your life, and then somehow, some way you came into the content, to the content of manifesting. And the first thing that you learn is, I can have anything that I want. I can be, do, or have anything that I want. And then it feels like Christmas. It feels like you can just put your order in and you're gonna get it, like a magic pill. And so okay. First thing, okay, you learn that you can manifest. You learn that everything in your world, in your reality, is a direct reflection of your imagination. It's a direct reflection of your assumptions, your beliefs, your identity, who you are being within, and that's reflecting out. Okay, and that gets people excited. And then you start watching all this content. So remember, the first thing is you become aware that you are manifesting, that you've always been manifesting. It's not, oh, guess what? There's this cool thing that you can do called manifesting. It's this thing that you can pick up and use, or a book that you can pick up and read, and you can manifest. That's how majority of content creators present manifesting. Hey, guess what? If you want that thing or that person or whatever, use this thing called manifesting. Buy my course and you'll learn how to do it. That right there is the most misinformation that's out there, and that's how it's presented. And that's how it was presented to me, I remember, and that's how it's still being presented in the masses on TikTok and 60-second short, which makes it even more ick, because your attention span is like this, going through TikTok, and you're listening to this and you're just not even questioning it. Or in shorts or YouTube videos or longer form videos, doesn't matter, okay? So it's presented to you as like, look, do this thing called manifesting, and then you can get what you want. So that's why it looks like it's something that is outside of you. It looks like a tool, like a hammer or a pen, like, oh, I can just pick it up and I can use this magic wand thingy called manifesting. But it's always presented as something that is external, that it's separate, that it's just some force that you tap into. That's not it. So when you're aware about, you're a conscious manifester, you can either, in the way I like to describe it is, you can go either left or right. You know about it, and now you can go at it in two different ways. For example, there's more, but I'm going to keep it simple. Left is going down the rabbit hole like this. And the funny thing is that, remember, I talked about the left brain and the right brain. The left brain is logical, linear, analytical. And so this is what it starts off. I can manifest anything I want. Oh my God, it's amazing. I can be, do, or have anything. Creation's finished. It's all mine. Push this button, meaning for all those technique videos out there, all like, just do this, just say this in 24 hours, in 3 days, just do this one thing, just say this one thing, do this 10,000 times, do this standing on your head, do that, light the candle, sit on your butt, stand on your head, just do this. And then you watch it, and that same content creator the next day and the next day will say, no, now do this. No, revise. Now revise. Now the next day, don't do nothing. The next time, now do this. Okay, now this person do this. Do you see? And then it's constantly, this is what my clients tell me, they're constantly confused with so much content, even though the information is the same, the way it's presented, like this client just did this client just said this client just did that. And eventually you might get an aha light bulb moment, but the focus is still on efforting and trying. So it's all mine. Push this button and it pops out. Push this button, and that's how techniques are shared, right? Or it's instant, or it happens in 24 hours, or if it hasn't happened in a certain amount of days or weeks, then you're doing something wrong. Because in my experience, it should always take this time. In my experience, it's only this. In my experience with my 500,000 clients, it's like this. In my experience, and then people start having anxiety attacks and freaking out because they're hearing all of this. And then they immediately start thinking that they're doing something wrong. The focus is still on techniques, what to do, how to do it, and that they're doing something wrong or that they have a bad self-concept. And if you say anything like that, right, one of these coaches or teachers will tell you, oh, but first you have to do the following. You have to have a different self-concept. You have to heal from your childhood trauma. You have to do stuff here. You have to affirm. You have to do SATs, and it has to be a certain way at a certain time, at a special time. And you have to reprogram your subconscious mind. The list goes long, but they don't start that way. They start off with you can be, do, or have anything, but all of these things, all this information. So again, you come into the knowledge that you can consciously manifest anything. And if you go to the left and you fall down the rabbit hole of hearing all this information, that you have to do all this stuff, but don't forget, you're just becoming aware that you've always been manifesting. So if you've always been doing it, what's this rabbit hole of learning how to do it if you already know how to do it? The difference is you're just becoming aware that you do it. The difference is you're aware that you're doing it, you've always been doing it, and that you're really good at it because your whole life has proved that you've been doing it. So someone now put the light on that you, for example, if I say to you, guess what? You blink your eyes. You've been blinking your eyes since the day you were born, and you're always going to blink your eyes. And now you're aware that you're blinking your eyes. And you're like, how many times should I blink them? Should I blink them faster or slower? What causes them to blink? How do I blink them more accurately? Am I blinking them right? Am I blinking them wrong? That's what happens when you become aware of something. It's like, oh, look. Do you see that? Do you see that? It's like finding, like, maybe you've worn a shirt and there's a little dot on it and you never saw it, but now you're with someone who pointed out the little dot in your shirt, and now you can never not think about that dot in your shirt. You're just like, thanks. Now I can't unthink that because now I see the dot on the shirt. And you might give it away, you might throw it away, you might try to clean it, but now you're just like, now I'm always gonna know there's a dot on my shirt, thanks. And same thing with manifesting. Now you're gonna always know that you're always manifesting, you were born manifesting. Every single person is born manifesting. You don't have to learn how to manifest. It's what you naturally do. Now, what happens is that we become aware that we're manifesting, and now we want to consciously manifest. We want to consciously use what we've always been doing. What does that mean? We're directing it. Before it was on autopilot, and now you're aware that you've been doing it, and now you want to redirect it. You want to direct that awareness. Now we're learning to direct the awareness. Before it was just like on autopilot, it was just go. It was flopping all over the place. You were manifesting good, bad, indifferent stuff, and you're just like, oh damn, I guess that's just how it goes. That's how life is. And now you learn, wait, I can direct this so it's not like sloppy and all over the place. It's kind of like when Spider-Man first learned that he had webs, and that he could swing from skyscrapers. If you guys have watched all his movies, he's all over the place. He falls, he goes into buildings. This is what happens to all of us when we first come into this knowledge. We're just like, wait, do I do this? Do I put my hand up here? Do I put it over here? He's just learning how to use his superpower. So when you become aware that you're manifesting, you've always been manifesting, all of a sudden it becomes like this, do I put my hand up here? What do I do? It becomes awkward and weird. And you're just like, how do I use it? It's literally like blinking. You can't help it. You're always going to do it. You've always been doing it. Now, when you want to consciously manifest something, that's where, remember, you can go left or you can go right. You're aware that you're a conscious manifester. Now you can go left down the rabbit hole of analytics, logic, trying to figure it out, how to try to master it. Or you can go right, which is even that righteous thinking that scripture talks about. And the righteous thinking is that creative mind. It's the creative mind in all of us. And righteous thinking is realizing, wait, if I've always been manifesting, I don't have to touch that because that's something that I just do. It's something that I'm already doing. So I don't have to go down that rabbit hole of learning how to manifest because it's natural and it's built into me. So what is it that I'm doing? Okay, so how I manifest is by feeling or being the person that I wish to be. It's like, oh, wow. And this is why a lot of you have this experience of just saying, oh, I wish I had a maple donut, or I wish I had this thing, and then boom, it appears, and it can appear very fast, or sometimes it takes a while. It doesn't matter, but it appears nonetheless. It's inevitable because if you've already desired it, if you've already imagined it, it's going to come out with the idea that you don't contradict it. That's why a lot of those like little, sliver of thoughts come out, and then you're just like, oh, just whisper that idea to myself, and then here it is. Because nothing was contradicting it. Nothing, you weren't sitting there trying to make yourself believe it. You were just, oh, that would be cool. I mean, I prefer it, but if it's okay, it's like no big deal. Like your temperament, your state of being isn't altered because you have it or you don't have it. You're just kind of like indifferent. You're just like, I'm good. It's like whatever. If they get us a good table in the restaurant, that'd be cool. If not, that's okay. It's that temperament, that stable, that calm, that neutral, that indifference is why those things just roll out. So you're just like, okay, that's obvious. I've seen that. I've already seen myself do that so many times, right? Even if you did it once, doesn't matter, right? So you're just like, okay, so I don't have to learn how to manifest. It's already built into me. So what is it that I'm really doing if I want to conscious manifest something? What I'm really doing is I'm directing the awareness. I now realize that I get to choose what I want to manifest. I get to choose where I put my awareness on. So, but what happens? What happens is you become aware that you're manifesting, and you immediately go into a spiral and thinking, okay, I said what I wanted, I imagined what I wanted, but then you start asking how long, how, when, where, but this, but that. All of that is contradicting in that choice that you've made. Remember the other example of when you just think of something and you're just like, oh, I prefer it, but it's all good. I would love that. That would be so amazing. That'd be cool. But your life doesn't end because it's not here, and you're not on hold. You're not holding your breath energetically until it comes. So that's what you want to master. You don't have to master manifesting. What you're mastering is you. What you're mastering is yourself. What you're mastering is being still and chill. That's what you want to master, is being still and know I am God. Because remember, God, that energy, that force, that source, that power, It's even keel, it's impersonal, it's unmoved, it's unbothered by circumstances, it's unmoved by thoughts, feelings, and circumstances. So being still is what you actually are mastering. In other words, you're not reacting. You're not reacting to your own thoughts, your own feelings. You're not reacting to the circumstances. You're not reacting to the bills, to the deadline, to the money, to the lack of money, to whatever it is happening in your body. You're not reacting to it. You know that instead of feeding the thing that you don't want, your energy and your awareness, you're starving it. You're being still. You're withholding your awareness, you're withholding your attention to the unwanted. That is mastering, manifesting consciously. So you have always been manifesting, like I said. You're not aware. Being aware does not change how you manifest. There's no new rules. So all this stuff about, oh, you got to change your self-concept. You got to affirm 10,000 times a day. You never had to do it before, so why do you have to do it now? Just because you became aware of the dot in your shirt, now you become obsessed with it. Now you're just like, now I can't unsee it. Now I just cannot unsee it. And I want you guys to comment below. Like, you guys know I love reading your comments, but I want you to comment below examples of when someone made you aware of something and now you can't unsee it. Now you just can't unsee it. I'll give you an example. When I was in Hawaii, I was at the beach and I was with my friend and I was playing music on my phone. And I was playing a Bob Marley song. And I forgot the name of the song, but it's like a la 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 long, a la 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 long, 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 long time. Something that's like, standing across the room, I saw you smile. That one. Okay. So my friend she said she had never heard that Bob Marley song. And I had the speaker on loud and there's lots of people around me. And the song kept playing, right? And if you know the song, it says, girl, I want to make you sweat, sweat till you can't sweat no more. She was like, she looked at me, she's like, are we playing this song out loud? And I was like, yeah. And it was funny to see the look on her face because she didn't know the lyrics until that moment. And you can see she's like, I can never not hear those lyrics again. And then a couple days later, I saw this girl on TikTok who she plays songs that she used to listen to when she was like 8 or 9 years old. And she's singing them now as an adult. And that was one of them. And she was just like, I should not have been singing this song when I was 9 years old. So she does a lot of different songs like that, but it's now that you're aware of the lyrics of that song, for example, you'll never hear the song the same way again. Do you see? So comment in the comments different examples of things or situations that you have experienced. You're just like, once I became aware of something, you're just like, damn it. Now I can't unlearn that. Like maybe you learned the ingredients of guacamole or something and now you just can never eat it again because now you know there's cilantro in it or whatever. Do you see? So that's the same thing with manifesting. I really want you guys to normalize manifesting. It's not an anomaly. It's not some magic pill. It's not something that you have to learn how to do. It's just something now someone told you that you do it all the time. Now you know that everybody's freaking doing it. And now you know that everybody's in charge of their own life completely and they can't blame anybody anymore. It's like, now what? Now you're like, what the hell? You know, now it's all me. And then what people do is they go down the analyzing rabbit hole and they're just like, well, what does that mean about me? I was like, well, how did I manifest that? You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole fun of manifesting. Do you see? It's not, you become aware that you can do it, but so you're doing it all the time, like it or not. You're doing it all day long. And so you don't have to learn how to do it. But just like Spider-Man had to harness his power with his webs when he, went swinging from building to building, he had to harness it. Otherwise, it was sloppy. It was all over the place. And that's where a lot of you are. And instead of mastering your reactions to what you don't want, many of you go to all these YouTube channels and these teachers and coaches, and you fall for the clickbait of learning how to do techniques, how to do tricks, how to do this course, how to do that affirmation, how to say it right. No, it's in the wrong tense. It should be in the past tense and the future tense, the we tense. No, we should do affirmations. No, we should do affirmations. No, we should do question. This is the rabbit hole. You go left. Do you see? You take a left, and you try to figure out how to do it the right way. You don't have to go that route. You don't have to learn how to manifest. Remember, you're already doing it. You're harnessing it. That's all we're doing. We're harnessing the power that we have within us. So this is what we're doing. So conscious manifesting is choosing, but this is different. You're not just choosing, I want that. Right? Now you're choosing, knowing that you're consciously manifesting. Okay, you're not learning how to manifest. You're choosing, but now you know you're doing it knowing that you manifest. Okay, you're conscious manifesting, choosing, knowing you're doing this anyway. You're doing this anyway. I'm manifesting anyway. So shit, I'm going to just, I'm going to align to the person that I wish to be instead. Okay, so the conscious game of manifesting is not taking the bait. This is the key. How do I align to what I want? I'm telling you, you're already aligned to everything. You're aligned to it all. You're in the vibration of it, and in the highest form of vibration. I know that there's a scale of frequencies, a scale of vibration, and all of that, okay? But the highest vibration is source. I am God. There's nothing higher. That's it. That's the top. That's the back of all vibrations is source, is being still and know I'm God. So the conscious game is not taking the bait of any thought, feeling, or circumstance that says no to your choice. That is the game. Be still is allowing. So the game is to not take the bait to anything, any thought or feeling of yours or physical sensation of yours that is telling you, you don't have it, you're not getting it, you're dumb, you're delusional, you're crazy, it's not happening. It's not taking the bait. In other words, don't give that energy, don't give that your attention. Stop, it's clickbait. Your own thoughts and feelings and sensations are your own clickbait that you created when you didn't know you were manifesting. So you can remember, you were sloppy, you're all over the place with your power and you're creating all kinds of crap. But now you know that you can direct this power. And now you know, now this is not a game of how do I manifest? This is a game of how do I react to all the shit that I created before? How do I not react to it? Rather, how do I not react to anything that's contradicting what I have said that I am? And the easiest way to do that is by being still. Being still. And that's a practice. That is not something that you do like in 1 second. It's a practice. It's continuously going back to stillness, not reacting. You're still and not react to your own thoughts, to your own feelings. You're still and not reacting to the conditions, the things that were screaming in your face saying, bills due, someone telling you you're stupid, someone telling you I don't want you. You're not reacting to these things. And anybody on the outside that is not aware that they are manifesting, they're going to say, that's dumb, don't do that, that's dangerous, or whatever. They're going to tell you, warn you, don't fall for that woo-woo crap. That's okay. Don't react to that either, because they're just reflecting your old identity when you were unaware and didn't know what you were doing with manifesting. So your choice, whatever you decide and who you are, it must dominate by being still. Being still is unmoved. It's unbothered. You're confident, and that what you chose is what you chose, period. That being still is allowing. You're allowing source, God, to do its job And so you're being still and you just say, got it. I'm going to get out of the way here. I'm going to be still so that God can come in and do his thing. Source can come and do his thing. Being still is energetic. It's not, oh, you don't have to do nothing. You're right. You don't have to do a single thing energetically. It doesn't mean that you're plastered on the couch and you're never going to move. Being still is energetically. Anytime you want to take the bait of a condition or a feeling where you're like, well, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to text him right back. You're just like, you know what? No. No. Because do you see the difference? You're pulling back the energy. You're not feeding what you don't want to exist anymore. You're not reacting to what you don't want to exist anymore. Because remember, you know now you're choosing what you want to be based off of your knowing that you're always manifesting. So do you see the difference? You're not learning how to master manifesting. That's who you naturally are. We all are born manifesting. What you're doing is you're directing the awareness and you're deciding what state, what version of you are you feeding energetically. Because every time you react, you're giving that. That's why Neville Goddard talks so much about feelings. A lot of teachers talk about feelings and emotions, and I'm not going to get into that in this video, but because whatever you're reacting to, that's a feeling. When you react, there's feeling behind that. There's like a conviction. There's just like good, bad, or indifferent. When you react, it could be good, bad, or indifferent. And whatever you're reacting to, you're giving your energy to. You're giving it. You're saying, here you go, take my energy and go ahead and let that be so. But when you withhold and you're just like, you know what? No. I already made a choice. I already said who and what I am. That's it. The only thing I'm going to give energy to is that. And it doesn't matter if you use a technique or a firm or whatever, but do you see how techniques are like over here, and what you need to be focused on is right here, awareness, being still. What am I giving? What am I feeding? I think Neville, in one of his lectures, he was like, you want to starve that root. That's why we cut plants, the dead parts of plants off, right? Because that is consuming energy off the main plant, where it can be feeding the other leaves that you want to see bloom. So you starve that root so it doesn't bear any more fruit. But every time you give your energy, your attention, your awareness to it, you're directing your awareness onto what you don't want. So I want you guys to really get this different perspective. I would love to hear your condensed paragraph or your condensed aha light bulb moments in the comments. It's because it really helps solidify this for you, what you've heard in this video. And it also helps everybody else that's reading them. It helps them have a deeper understanding. So you guys are all helping each other tremendously when you do that. So remember, stop trying to manifest and make this more about you mastering yourself and being still, because being still is allowing. Being still, you notice, and you guys, that right there is the number one thing that I taught my clients as a psychotherapist, is mastering their emotions, mastering their thoughts, mastering themselves. Because all the reaction, crying, demanding, especially when I did couples counseling, when I work with couples, oh my God, they wanted to be right so badly, but they wanted the other one to submit and repent and bow down to the other one and say how sorry they were for hurting them. It did nothing to help their relationship, because until my clients saw that they had to master themselves, that they had to get clear on who they are, what they wanted, that they had to choose the reaction, they had to choose a response, they had to choose how they wanted to approach a topic, that they were all over the place. They would lose it. You lose right away when you start reacting to the unwanted. You're gone, you're done. You threw your power out the window. That's exactly what you do. So you're already mastering manifesting. okay? This is mastering you, because you've always been manifesting and now you're just allowing it. And this is easy peasy. This is a lot easier than you affirming all day long or watching shit tons of videos. You guys see I don't put a lot of videos up because I do it on purpose. I do it on purpose because there's so much content out there already. I invite you, if you're gonna watch a video, you watch it to master yourself, not to figure out how to get what you want in 24 hours. That's just more clickbait. It's just clickbait. And you want to be independent. You want to be independent from needing any video, from any book, from any coach, from any teacher, you want to do this independently. So that if anything comes across you, anything comes across in your life, you have mastered yourself. You have mastered your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own reactions. You're in charge. You're choosing who and what you want to give your awareness and attention to. Your attention, your awareness is gold. It is the most priceless thing that each of you contain, your awareness. So why, like Neville said, you can either spend it or invest it. And that was Neville's wife had a dream, and she thought, and she had a dream of that and woke up and told him. She says, you're either investing or you're spending your thoughts or awareness, your attention to. So why sit on plastered on YouTube staring and consuming content? You're giving your awareness and attention to more techniques, to more tricks, when you can be still. I want you to always ask yourself, have I been still today? Have I meditated? Have I been still in my mind more than I've consumed? If the answer is no, then you need to turn these videos off and go and be still. Remember, that's a practice, and you do it forever. You don't say, oh, how long do I do it till I get my stuff? You're still asking that question that keeps you trapped in that left. You're going left when you ask that question. Do you see? You practicing being still and knowing I'm God is you're not changing your thoughts, you're not flipping your thoughts, you're not flipping your feelings, you're not trying to affirm on top of the unwanted like a band-aid so it'll go away. Let me stick this band-aid on top of the situation that I don't like so I can make it go away. You're doing none of that. You're just allowing everything to exist, allowing the thoughts and feelings to exist, knowing that you are not them. And I've done a video about that, but I'm probably going to do another video talking more specifically about the ego and the identities and states of being, because these terms are interchangeable, but they've been bled to make videos and content and as if it's some trick, and it's not. Okay, I want you guys to really slow down, because that's why I create content on here. I create content for all of you who are wanting more. And you know, every single one of my clients tells me the same thing. I knew there was something easier and more for me. And that's when I found you, Rose. And I'm like, hell yeah. That's exactly who I want on this channel. Someone that knows that there's more and it's easier than what you've been hearing. All right, my loves, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.